Well, Pliny the Younger is in many ways an extraordinary writer because I think he fills in a lot of gaps that we don't have from other texts. And he's very much a sort of good citizen. I mean, his professional life basically consists of being an orator, and he was active in that sphere for many years. Unfortunately, we don't have any speeches of his except for the Panegyricus, which is not a typical speech in many ways. The letter collection he wrote over a number of years, and some of the letters are easier to date than others, but we're talking early 2nd century AD. He is interesting as well because he very much traverses the sort of gap between imperial dynasties. He looks back in his letter collection at some incidents from the principates of the Flavians, Vespasian, Titus and Domitian. But he's part of, I think, what is generally cast at that point as being a sort of brave new era where freedom of speech is very much the order of the day. And his letter collection, it's 9 books of his more personal letters, and then there's a 10th book of correspondence between Pliny and Trajan when Pliny's going off being governor in Bithynia. So the letters are incredibly rich and varied. They talk about everything from the background of particular court cases to natural phenomena, to eccentric personalities of his own era. And so they're a very rich resource in terms of giving you everyday snapshots of perhaps parts of life that we wouldn't normally get a glimpse at in more elevated genres such as historical writing in the hands of Tacitus. So they're carefully crafted pieces of writing. Several points he specifically says, I'm not writing history, so don't expect a nice chronological order of individual letters. And that theme also crops up in the letter about Vesuvius. He stops really short of I think, how far we'd want him to go, because he then tells his correspondent Tacitus, look, this is just a letter, I'm not writing history. But they're very ambitious pieces of writing. Sometimes you can think of them as kind of miniaturized pieces of historical writing in their own right. He's casting himself in some ways as a latter-day Cicero. Cicero, another famous orator and lawyer who also wrote copious numbers of letters. So he wants to be the Cicero for his own era.